You're watching Mirror 7 News. Stay informed, stay ahead for more news.
California Governor Gavin Newsom has just signed a controversial new bill that makes it illegal for law enforcement officers in the state to wear masks or other disguises while carrying out their official duties. The law, which was signed on Saturday, sets a clear boundary. If you are a local, state, or even federal officer working in California, you cannot cover your face unless you're in an undercover assignment or in a tactical situation where protective gear is truly necessary. Under this new law, wearing a mask on duty could even be treated as a misdemeanor, and it doesn't stop there. If an officer engages in misconduct like a false arrest while masked, they could face civil penalties as well. Newsom made it clear that this bill is not just about policy, but about accountability and transparency. At the signing, Newsom took a sharp tone toward immigration and customs enforcement officers. He repeatedly asked, "What are you afraid of?" He described situations where people have been taken away by masked individuals in unmarked cars, calling it a violation of basic democratic rights. In his words, immigrants have rights, and in a democracy, everyone has rights. His challenge to ICE, unmask, was both symbolic and direct. The move comes after several immigration raids in Los Angeles, where federal agents were seen wearing masks to hide their identities. Agents often cover their faces out of concern for personal safety, since photos from raids are sometimes shared publicly. With threats against officers and their families rising, officials argue that anonymity is necessary. In fact, the Department of Homeland Security has reported a staggering 1,000% increase in assaults against ICE officers. That concern was voiced this week by DHS Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin. She criticized Newsom's action, calling it a political stunt that endangers the very people who risk their lives daily to apprehend dangerous criminals. She emphasized that federal agents are already required to identify themselves through their clothing and insignia, even when masks are used. This California law is not happening in isolation. Other states, including Tennessee, Michigan, Illinois, New York, Massachusetts, and Pennsylvania, have introduced similar measures to prevent law enforcement from concealing their identities. Still, questions remain about how California's version will be enforced and whether it will spark more tension between state leaders and federal agencies like ICE. In the end, this legislation highlights a bigger debate: the balance between officer safety and public transparency. For Newsom, the bill is about defending rights and curbing what he describes as intimidation tactics. For federal agents and their supporters, it raises real fears that lives are being put at greater risk. What is certain is that this new law will continue to spark strong reactions on both sides of the issue. Stay subscribed for more videos.